Chapter 4.1, Graphing and Writing Inequalities. So remember that there are actually really 5 inequality symbols. So we have less than, we have greater than, we have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or not equal. It's really these 4 that we will be working with today. So the solution of an inequality is any number that makes the solution true. So for example, if I have x is less than 7, any number less than 7 will be a solution of the inequality. It will make that statement true. So let's jump into example 1 and find out whether each of these numbers is a solution for x is less than or equal to 2. So I'm going to list first the equation. X is less than or equal to 2. Then I'm going to write each of the 5 numbers that they've given me. So -3, 0, 2, 4, oh, that's 4.5. That's a decimal, not 4 and 5. 4.5. Okay, and then it's a simple check. Substitute in -3. Is -3 less than 2? Yes, it is. Is 0 less than or equal to 2? Yes. Next, is 2 less than or equal to 2? Well, it is not less than 2, but this equals makes it a yes. It is equal to 2. And 4.5. Is 4.5 less than or equal to 2? And the answer is no. So, -3, 2, and 0 are solutions of x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, example number 2. Now let's graph the solution of each inequality. So here in A, I have n is greater than or equal to -3. So I'm going to start with my number line. And I typically put 5 numbers on my number line. In the center, I put whatever this number is here. So this will be -3. And then I'm going to count up by 2 numbers and count down by 2 numbers on each side. So -2, -1, -4, and -5. So remember the difference between an open and a closed circle. Okay? An open circle is for greater than or less than. Closed is when you also have the equals to. So on -3, I'm going to put a closed circle because this is greater than or equal to. Now I'm going to graph towards my solutions. So I'm going to try -2. Is -2 greater than -3? It is. So therefore I'm going to shade this direction. Now I did it in a separate color. You're welcome to do that as well, or you can just use your pencil. But notice that I am shading on the number line all the way to the arrow of the number line. Okay? What I don't want to see is something like this. Okay? This is a no. Not above the number line, not below it. On the number line and all the way to that arrow. Okay? I also don't want to see something like this, where you have the arrow not quite at the end. So, letter B, again, I'm going to draw my number line. You're going to draw lots of number lines in this lesson, and that's okay. They don't have to be very big. I'm spreading mine out just because it makes it easier to write on the tablet, but you don't need to make yours super big, but you do need to have at least 5 numbers. So here I go with my 5 numbers. I'm going to put 7 in the middle this time. So 6, 5, 8, and 9. And I notice it is a less than, so it's going to be an open circle this time. Not closed like we had up here. It's not less than or equal to, it's just less than. And then I'm going to shade in the direction of less than. So 6 is less than 7, so I'm going to shade toward the 6. All the way down. Let's see if we can get that right on that number line. Excellent. And so there's the graph of my solution. So in example 3, we're going to do the opposite. They are giving us the graph. We're going to write the inequality. You can pick any variable. Any variable is just fine. Let's make this a little thinner. So I'm going to pick x because it's a standard one. Now I see that this is an open circle, so it will either be greater than or it will be less than. And I see it's at 2. So how do we know which it is? Well, since they have shaded in this direction, let's use 4. Is 4 greater than 2 or is 4 less than 2? Well, if I plug it in here for x, 4 is greater than 2. Therefore, all values of x must also be greater than 2. So here is the inequality. Okay? All right. Let's, I think we actually have another example here. Example 4, which I skipped, so let me make that for us really fast. Example 4. And example 4, here we go. So, to be labeled sugar-free, a food product must contain less than 0.5 grams of sugar per serving. So write an inequality to describe this. So let's get on our highlighter here and break it into parts. So, sugar-free. Product must contain, so food product needs to have less than 0.5 grams of sugar. So, let's put this in words. Food must have less than, let's try that again, less than 0.5 grams. So I've broken it down into words, pulled out those important ones. So let's write it into an actual inequality. So my food, the amount of sugar in my food is X, must be less than 0.5 grams. And there is the inequality pulled from those words. So if it helps, write it out in first. What are those important words, those keys? The food product. Whatever food I have has to have less than 5 grams of sugar. So food, less than 0.5 grams, and here's your inequality. Okay, that is actually it for examples. Go ahead and complete your quick checks and CYUs, and I will answer any questions the next time I see you.